Folks, drama bin drama, Arab drama, ole drama. Ay, 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 ay. Something very major appears to have happened in Kenyan politics. Many Kenyans may have seen in the press that Central Kenya MPs had a major press briefing to talk about the Building Bridges Initiative report. And people are busy. So you see such a headline, you just move on quickly. That's not news. You expect and you imagine that that's a presser featuring Tanga MPs making the usual complaints. Boring. So you move on. But hold on a minute. Amongst the people in attendance was CS, Cabinet Secretary Mwangi Kiunjuri, and a host of other very senior government officials, all hailing from the Mount Kenya region. And that's not all. Towards the tail end of this presser, the politicians took the opportunity to lash out at one of the local newspapers for launching an attack against the CS transport, James Macharia, who also hails from the Mount Kenya region. Now, just to bring you up to speed, there was a recent major newspaper feature talking about the failing or the lack of performance of CS James Macharia. And there's even more. The legislators were very categorical in warning the press not to try and tag that presser as a Tanga Group press conference or a Team Keleweke press conference. They said nothing like that. These were leaders and senior politicians from the Mount Kenya region representing their people, and nothing more. But we have not even talked about the real shock behind this very curious, odd, bizarre press conference, which close political observers are still dizzy about. They're wondering, where did this come from? For the simple reason, that it was very clear that the main objective of this press conference was to shoot down the Building Bridges Initiative report. Now I'm sure, that you've already guessed why this is significant, but still I'm going to spell it out. Members of Parliament, and in fact the entire Central Province, were full of praises for Raila Odinga and the handshake and the Building Bridges Initiative in March 2018, when the handshake happened. In fact, Mount Kenya region leaders did not want to hear anybody trying to criticize the handshake or the Building Bridges Initiative. Why? Because it had gotten rid of all the tension in the country. Why? Because Mount Kenya region people, most of whom are entrepreneurs and business people, could now continue with their businesses, which had come to a standstill after the election manenos, the 2017 presidential elections. Bottom line, something very major has changed. And it begs the question, is President Uhuru Kenyatta still committed to the Building Bridges Initiative to change the Constitution? Very simple question, but also now very loaded question. Let us understand that this development is very unexpected, because what we actually expected was that when the BBI team announced that the report was ready, the Deputy President William Samoei Ruto and Team Tanga would come out with both barrels of the gun firing non-stop, criticizing it, tearing it apart, and saying they're not going to support it. That's what we expected. Instead, apart from one or two statements, the Tanga team is very loudly silent. And instead, Mount Kenya legislators and politicians right across the political divide have united. They've closed ranks against the Building Bridges Initiative report. Gosh, what is happening? Now, in a recent video on this channel, I talked about how the BBI report, or the BBI suggestions, would find a very hard time gaining support from Kenyans. And I was analyzing the leaked parts of that report purely from a neutral point of view, without siding with any political side. In other words, clearly, whatever initiatives are going to be made public from the BBI are already in trouble, even before the report is fully launched for Kenyans to look at. But now, to make matters worse, a very important part of the country, whose support was key, or rather is key, to making the BBI a success, have already come out and are telling us in no uncertain terms that they don't think they will support the BBI report. Now I can hear somebody telling me, Chris, hold on. I took in that presser. There was nothing like that. Nobody said that in black and white. Nobody said that bluntly. Okay, that is true. However, when people start saying they will not support an expansion of the executive, they will not support the introduction of a prime minister, when people are saying that when the report is finally released and made public, they will go to a retreat, to look at it carefully and then come out with a position. How do you interpret that? These are supposed to be people who are supposed to be part of the BBI. Kwani the bridges were being built between who and who? Let me be blunt. The bridges were being built between the people who stole the 2017 presidential elections and the rest of Kenya. That's really what it is. And so, my friends, this is not a good development. It appears that the BBI initiative is about to change its name, to the Baba Bridges Initiative. Oh yes, it appears that we are hurtling towards a situation where we are going to be told that actually this was Raila Odinga's idea and the others accepted it reluctantly. But now they've changed their minds. I am afraid that's what it really is. Because, take for instance, an example from everyday life. You choose a girl to marry, and she promises that she's going to marry you. You have an initial meeting with the parents, and they're very enthusiastic about you. They're saying you're a good man. You're the perfect suitor for their daughter. And then as the day of the wedding approaches, the wazee from the girl's side approach you and they tell you that they're waiting for you to make your dowry offer public. And then they're going to go to a retreat to decide what their position is. If you're a clever man, how will you interpret this sudden change of gears? And remember, at this press conference, it was emphasized that quite a number of CSs were supposed to be there. It was also emphasized that quite a number of other people from the Mount Kenya region were supposed to be in attendance. And to cap it all, some CSs made a technical appearance, including Bwana Mwangi Kiunjuri, the CS for Agriculture. Now, obviously, if you're a cabinet secretary in the government of President Uhuru Kenyatta, keeping your job has to be one of the most important things in your life. And you're not going to attend a meeting or a gathering that would annoy your boss. Are you? Okay, there's also another possibility. It is quite possible that a large chunk of major politicians from the Mount Kenya region have rebelled against the president. That is a possibility. although in my view a very slim possibility. But still, let's look at it. It still doesn't change the gravity of the political situation here. Because if it is true that a large chunk of Mount Kenya politicians and Mount Kenya leaders have gone rogue on the president, whom we will assume is firmly behind the BBI, then that means the president no longer has clout in the Mount Kenya region, political clout. Judging by the leaders in attendance at that press alone, it could only mean that the president is now irrelevant in the Mount Kenya region. Whichever angle you want to look at this from, it doesn't matter. Bottom line is that it will not be business as usual anymore for Baba and ODM. And that is the truth. Now, I'll be very honest with you. This has taken me completely by surprise. However, some of my colleagues, political analysts, have not been taken by surprise. For a number of days before this presser, they've been giving me pointers, small pointers, which I've been ignoring, brushing aside. One pointer they gave me, which I brushed aside immediately, was the fact that when the BBI team came out with the announcement, that the report is ready, the president was not even around. He was not in the country. Okay? And they told me the president has a diary, which is organized well in advance, and the president knows what is happening. He would have ensured that his diary is organized in such a way that he's around to receive the BBI report together with the other principal, Raila Odinga. But clearly, he had something else more important on his calendar. Something more important than the thing which saved his presidency. A few days ago, I told them, the guys were telling me this, get out of here. That's nothing. The president's diary has nothing to do with the BBI. This was just a coincidence. Don't make a whole mountain from a small hill made by safarians. But today, I'm not so sure. Maybe I was wrong. Most probably, I was wrong. But I believe the most telling clue here is that Bwana Oscar Sudi, Honorable Oscar Sudi, is silent. Murkomen, Kipchumba, is not saying anything. Nobody in Team Tangatanga is really breathing fire. And the BBI report is about to be made public. Now that is strange, ain't it? Now, talking of strange things that happen on the Kenyan political scene, the latest weekly intelligence briefing, number 21, which is going to be released tomorrow evening, Saturday, 26th October 2019, talks about strange things that unfolded during the Moi, Kibaki, and Uhuru administrations. And going through the editing process of that particular weekly intelligence briefing, just before I came in to do this recording, it struck me that in the strange things that happened during the Kibaki administration, and early in the Uhuru Kenyatta administration, would very neatly explain this latest development in Kenyan politics. And I'm afraid it's highly sensitive. I can't share it here. But of course you can catch it in the latest weekly intelligence briefings. Some of you are already members. And when you take in this WIB tomorrow evening, you'll understand exactly what I'm saying. Now, I don't want anybody, any of my beloved subscribers on this public channel, to feel left out. And therefore I need to remind you that you have a golden chance of becoming a member of the WIBs. How? By taking advantage of the latest offer of $39.80, 3,980 shillings. You will be able to get 1.5 years subscription to the weekly intelligence briefings. This is an amazing offer because normally for only 1 year the cost is $100. 10,000 Kenya shillings. So if you're not yet a member, take full advantage of it. Yeah, and have one of the most interesting weekends you've ever had. Yeah, revelation after revelation after shocking revelation. Yeah, because when you become a member, you receive all the past highly sensitive WIB videos. Folks, in my view, kimeumana kuumana. Oh yes. Granted, Raila Odinga is no rookie politician. Yeah, he has been at this game for a long time. Yeah, and the truth is, like him or hate him, he's pretty good at it. However, these latest developments are going to be quite a challenge to Baba. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.